Hey, this is my 1996 300ZX. The actual mileage is 55,296. And this was like number 102 of 300 coming off the assembly line, being the last ones. And it's got the regular exhaust and everything on it. Damn it. That's what we get for a winter. Hang on. Hang on. Hey guys, we live in Louisiana, and it'll get cold, but it won't get freezing cold. Not unless we get an Arctic blast, like the one we just got. It got down to 23 degrees. And I had already was preparing myself for this and done some online research and stuff. And there's one guy on there who uses a shop light to heat up his oil container under his car, under his vehicle, and to help it get warm, because then it cranks up easier. And there's another guy, he uses a battery warmer. And I looked online, and most of the stuff is, the professional version of it is pretty expensive. And I decided to just try to come up with something on my own, and this is what I come up with. Alright, I got the little heating blanket warming this up, got it plugged in, and I've got it right in my walkway to where I'll remember to unplug it before I drive off. Now the blower motor here, it can stay hooked up. There's a switch right here for turning it on and off. It's on medium right now. And I'm warming up the car. I'll back the car up and show you how it all set up. Now that's more like it. Let me show you my setup. Okay, here's the unit itself. With a little daylight, it's easier to do this. Still can't see it. It says 160, 174, 172. It's hard to see that there. If I lean it, there you go. It moved. Where's it at? $188. Okay, but anyhow, that will remain right there on the ground when I drive in. When I drive in, I will drive to this ball right here, which will go to touch my inspection sticker. And then I can plug this cord in when I get ready. There it is. Also, if you look in the mirror, I put another mirror back in the back where I can see my brake lights. I wasn't able to video the temperature readings with the gun because it doesn't pick up real well. But taking a picture of it with the flash, it helps us show up. Now the battery blanket that I come up with is just a heating pad, like a lap pad or something, you know, with a little 24 by 12 inch wide or something. You know, you can just plug in and set the temperature you want on it. You know, put it on your legs, your feet, your back, or whatever. You can get off of eBay or wherever, or even Amazon. But that's what I had, and that's what I've used. Now, with that blanket, when I used a temperature gun and took a reading, and the battery being cold, it was around 38. And then I put the heating blanket on there and came back in 1 hour, and it was around 67. Heating up the oil pan, where I used actually a heat gun that you can use to melt paint or anything if you got it on high temp. When I first checked the oil pan, the degrees was around 36 degrees. And then I let it stay on there for 28 minutes on medium. And I didn't want to get it too hot. I knew it would warm up quicker. And so it's 28 minutes, and then I come back and checked it, and the temperature, after I turned off the little heat gun and then checked the oil pan just itself, and it showed it had 76 degrees of temperature. Now you can use probably a hair dryer. I haven't tried a hair dryer yet. Probably turned on high, maybe for 28 minutes, or maybe a half hour or a little bit longer. Would probably do the same job. The ductwork, or the vent that comes off of the hair dryer or heat gun, whichever you use, probably need to make sure it's made out of some kind of non-burnable material. As you can see in this picture here, one of them I used was some sheet metal. You can get from a hardware store. They use them sometimes for little small smokestacks and stuff for a fireplace. If you don't crimp it in together, you just kind of go pull it around, you can make it smaller. And then just use some zip ties to pull it together, as you can see I used. And then I put a little board underneath and zip tied it around the top of it to kind of keep it from rolling too much. That way when I lay it on the floor, it'll stay there. Now the piece on the end, you could probably get an elbow, like this metal elbow here, to fit. But now the problem I had with my car sits really super low. I had to make the end of it to turn up, and I just used some flat sheet metal and just cut it with some tin snips and curved it around, and then used some air conditioned tape, like that shiny silver tape, ductwork tape, to put it together, and then zip tied it on there. The little small heating blanket, I've wrapped it in some plastic bags and taped them on there with some of that shipping tape where the bags wouldn't come off, and I just leave it under the hood. And then I've got the cord where it runs out near the windshield wipers, where I could just pull it on out and hook it up to give it power and heat it up. And then when it's heated up, I can disconnect it and just push the wire up under the hood again and just leave it there. Okay, now the ball. The ball that's hanging on a wire or a string is attached to the ceiling, and I've got it set to where when I pull in, my windshield at the inspection sticker will touch that ball, and I know that I'm not going to hit the door or run into something up in the front. And also I know it's lined up for the ductwork underneath each time. Alright guys, tell them where you seen it at. If you like it, like it. And if you want to stay in touch, subscribe. We'll stay in touch. I'll even go check out your channel. Talk to you later. Bye.